Hey, welcome to our event here tonight. My name's Kirk Duncan. Super cool to have you here and looking forward to being able to share with you uh, part of my journey of finding my life purpose. And very excited to be with you to be able to give you some insight, some education, some motivation. And really, I want to be able to help you connect the dots. In the chat box, will you tell me if you are here? I mean, like, tell me if you can hear me. You good? Tell me you can hear me. Yes. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I did just like take care of a couple of things here before I jump on here tonight. But real excited to share with you part of my journey and finding my life purpose. I know you're looking for your purpose. Like, what is that? What are you to do? Like, what's your mission? What's your gig, right? Like, what's the thing for you to do that's gonna like be satisfying, fulfilling, to where when you go to bed at night, you know you're doing the right thing. You know you're in the right place, doing the right thing, and you just go to sleep just going, wow, if I don't wake up, my life is just like awesome. I just love this. I got to tell you that I've been searching for myself. And I really believe I have found my life purpose. I really do. And I want to tell you about it. I want to share it with you. And I hope that in this time that we have together, I can move you and inspire you to find your life purpose. So I'm going to show and do some show and tell. I like using screenshots, like for example, the one in front of you. I like, really putting a lot of detail in front of you. So I hope that you have something to take notes with, because I promise you there's going to be information here that you're going to hear, that you're going to want to write down so you don't ever forget it. And I'm sure you're also going to take some pictures of the screenshots as I share them with you. That's a great way to take notes. But super excited to share with you. I've been teaching and coaching people now for 17 years, getting closer to 18 years. Wow. It has been a trip. And it's not bad for being an introvert. When I first started, I had just huge anxiety talking to people, just super, super big anxiety. And so, yep, just turned on my camera. Somebody put in the chat, where's your video? Okay, so here I am. But yeah, when I first started, super introverted and super shy. But I knew I needed to like do something with my life. And when I dove into like, okay, what's the thing I know I ought to do? It was to get out and to help people. But how do you be an introvert and go out there and help people? Like, that's just like a clash, right? Like, that's like where it just butt heads. It's like, how can an introvert go help people when they don't want to really be around people? and so I wrestled with that in the very beginning. But when I was helping people, now this is back when I started, when I was helping people, I felt the best. I felt like I was in my element. Like, this is what I'm designed to do. I'm designed to help people figure out how to move forward, figure out how to do things. I just loved it. I just really loved it. But my introvert side would tell me all the time, you're not meant for this. Like, what are you doing being around people? So it's really interesting. The more I coach people and the more I do training and meet people all over the world, it's interesting. They keep looking for their life purpose, and that it's supposed to be comfortable to do it. Like, their life purpose is supposed to be easy. And I scratch my head and I'm like, really? You think that your life purpose is supposed to be this nice, easy, coasting along situation? I don't think it's going to be like that. I really don't. And here's the other part that was really interesting as I've met people and talked to people about their life purpose is that people think that their life purpose should fit perfectly with their personality. Maybe your life purpose is going to cause you to grow. Maybe your life purpose is going to challenge you a little bit. Maybe your life purpose is bigger than what you are right now. I'm going to put on the table right now that I really see that the reason why people can't find their life purpose is because they're trying to make it comfortable and they're trying to make it fit their personality the way they are right now. And their life purpose is actually bigger than them. That's why they can't find it. That's why they can't see it, because it's bigger than them. And so they just keep looking in all these small places at the same level that they're at. And it's like, no, it's bigger than you. It's something that's going to be bigger. And so that's why people can't find it, because they're looking for comfort. They're looking for it to be same where they're at. And it's not within sight. So when I got still and I was pondering on, like, what am I supposed to do with my life? And when I began to see, like, wow, I gotta help people, I actually hated the idea that it's about helping people, because I would rather be in the mountains and be by myself and just go fishing and camping and not be around people. And I literally, for the first 3 years, I really struggled with it, that I was like, why did God make me this way, to be an introvert when I'm to be helping people? This just doesn't make sense. And I thought that it was the wrong thing to do, because it wasn't a perfect fit. Your life purpose may not be a perfect fit. It may be something that's going to push you, urge you to step it up. Maybe there's some skill you've got to learn to step into your life purpose. Instead of trying to make it like it's just Lego fit, like one piece clicks into the other, I don't think that's the way it works. I think your life purpose is going to challenge you. It's going to stretch you. It's going to cause you to like have to lean into it, step up to it. And then you're going to find what your purpose is. A life purpose has got to challenge us. It's got to cause us to be better. It's got to cause us to rise up to the occasion and to continually grow and continually develop, if it really is a life purpose. I mean, because think about this. 5 years ago, you're different than where you were 5 years ago, right? You're different. You've grown, you've expanded, you've learned things, you've failed, you've succeeded, you've had challenges with relationships, you've had amazing things with relationships. You've developed over the last 5 years. So if you're searching for something that's a perfect fit for you right now, in literally 1 year from now, you will have outgrown that life purpose. So let's just consider this. Your life purpose is bigger than you. Okay, so let's jump into this first picture right here, this first screenshot. Let's talk about this for a minute. People are looking for success. Yes? And they want everything to work good. So let's talk about some psychology here that really needs to be challenged and looked at, of why we're not moving forward as people. Okay, so let's look at this. What's the advice that people give us when we're trying to be better and we're trying to move forward and things like that? What do people tell us? Oh, well, they tell us, and it's passed along from generation to generation, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to work hard. And you still hear that advice given today. You talk to people and you ask them, what do I need to do to be successful? Well, first you got to work hard. It's like, okay, what does that mean? There's only 24 hours in a day. What does work hard mean? Does that mean use up all those 24 hours? Does that mean stay up late? Does that mean get up early every day? Does that mean I got to start at 5 and end at midnight? What in the world does it mean to work hard? And you can go look and see all the different definitions that people say about this, but in the advice category, this is common. And you most likely have this kind of advice in your head, that you got to work hard to be able to create success in your life. Now let's consider the next level of advice that gets passed along, and it's good advice. It is get an education and work hard. This is beautiful. I agree with this. I agree with education. I agree with hard work. I think a person after school should consider continuing their education. And when you continue your education after the school system, after that, it's called personal development. I totally agree with education, but it moves into a personal development experience, because now you have schooling, you have some skills, but now you as a human being, you gotta shape up a little bit, right? You got to continue to improve. And hopefully you do, because there's a lot of people that don't. They just figured they graduate from high school. They figured that they graduated from college or university or a tech school, and they figured personally, that's it. So I agree with the education. I agree with hard work. But that's not all the equation. There's more to it. You'll find then the next level of advice that's out there that's super important to be able to pay attention to is learn some people skills. Pick up a book, watch a video, learn about personalities, learn about people, learn about how to communicate with people. This right here, perfect equation. In fact, it seems like this is all you need. Work well with people, have education, have a skill, work hard. So that means everybody who has this, their results ought to be like through the ceiling, right? But why are they not? Why are people not finding their direction in life? Why is it that not everybody's financially successful and relationship successful, and that they have a positive attitude and a positive self-esteem? Why is it that they still struggle? Because there's one more bit of advice that doesn't get talked about. And it is the most important piece of advice out of all this. What's going on inside that head of yours? What's going on inside your mind? What is happening inside your mind? This plays a very big role in everything in people's lives. In fact, if inside this mind, there's a lot of negativity, you're not going to find your life purpose. You're not going to find where to go. You're not going to find the direction to go in your life because it's got too much negativity in it. What if in your mindset, their mindset means the way you think, the way you see things, what you're set on. And everybody has a mindset because people have different opinions because they're set on their opinions. They're set on the way they see things, the way they grew up, the way that they were conditioned, the way that they were taught. Everybody's got a different mindset. But the way we got to find out how our mindset is functioning for us is to take a look at our results. Where are our results? And so here's something to consider. On your journey of finding your direction, finding your life purpose, and how to really live your full life, maybe the first step is get inside your head and upgrade what's going on inside your head, meaning your overall opinion about yourself. What if that improved? The opinion you have of yourself. Doesn't it make sense that that would help you discover what you're to do with your life, where to go with your life, how to serve other people with your life, if you were to upgrade the opinion you have about yourself? Because let's consider the opposite. Let's just check in on this for a moment. What if inside you had a bad opinion about yourself? What if it was just like you're trashing on yourself? Is that going to help you find clarity? No, it's going to completely confuse you. It's going to mess up your processing and your thinking. So what goes on inside your head affects everything. Everything. So to support you in your journey, when people tell you, well, yeah, you're going to have to find something to work hard for it. You're going to have to get an education. You're going to have to work on your personality skills. And your person skills with people. And these are all great pieces of advice, but I make sure that you also acquire the advice about your mind, how to manage your mind. Because people who find their life purpose also have found a higher level of understanding of what's going on in their mind. It's fascinating. Every guru I've met has a very clear mindset. They have a positive mindset. They see themselves as doing well. They see other people in a great way. It's very fascinating that every successful person I've met, if they're successful in relationships, they're successful in business, they're successful in their own personal life and in whatever area, you notice that their mindset is in a good place. Their opinions, the way they see things, the way they view things, the way they see what they can do, their own abilities, it's in a good, healthy place. So I'm going to put on the table here that one of the reasons why people can't find their life purpose is because their mind is cluttered with trash talk, with negativity. It's just messy. And if you have a messy mind, how would you ever find your purpose. So part of what I do as I coach people to help them in their progress is I know we have to do some mind cleanup. And it's just, that's what needs to happen. Because when your mind is cluttered and it's all messy with a bunch of negative stuff, it affects you. And it actually comes out of your body and actually affects your physical appearance, the way you talk, the way you treat people, the way you do things. It affects everything because your mind is the center of everything that goes on in your life. And when it's in a down place, you also can be unhealthy. It just doesn't work when you are in a down place inside your mindset. For example, here's a picture of my wife and I. And this is a particular point in our life when we were discovering mindset. We're on a trip together. We're at the beach. We're happy. We're starting to change our life. This is a very, very, very key moment in our life where we started to change the way we saw ourselves, the way we see what we could do. And so we were in this mode of change. And we're on this trip. We're on the beach. We're enjoying this experience. And so we took a picture. Well, a couple years later, we found ourselves back at the same beach. And we're like, whoa, we're back here again. We need to snap another shot of us. And so we took another picture of us on this beach, the same beach in the same place. So this is where we were. We were changing our mindset about ourselves, about what we can do, about how life is going to turn out. So we were switching that. We're changing that. So this was the beginning. A few years later, we come back, and this is us. Is there a difference? Is there a difference between the two? Oh my goodness. We about fell over when we compared the pictures. We were like, what? Oh my goodness. What? We were on the left picture, we were just starting to change our mindset. And sure, physically, you can see physically there's a big difference, right? It's like, whoa, that's like a totally different couple. But you can also see in our eyes that things are different. The couple on the right, they're more clear, they're more focused. They have more insight about themselves. They are going somewhere. The couple on the left, they were in this discover mode of who am I? What can I do? And we were just starting to make that change. The couple on the right serves people, helps people, teaches people, gets involved with people, wants to be around people. The couple on the left was like, well, let's just be by ourselves. Let's just, let's don't get too involved with others. We just had low self-esteem, the couple on the left. But it's amazing how you can change. You literally can change if you're giving some time and attention to the right place. All three of these are really good. I mean, I'm not going to discount any of these. They're really good. And I tried working on all three of these for years of my life. For years. But I still couldn't pull it together. I still was missing something. I was missing something. Like, what is this? And then through a series of events, I ended up at a seminar. And I ended up at the seminar and they're talking about mindset. And I thought it was the goofiest, most woo-woo, wacky, weird conversation I've ever heard in my life, that you could actually change your mind. I was like, what are you talking about? You can't, no, your mind doesn't do anything. It's just as a thinker. But as they kept talking in this seminar, it was my first seminar I've ever been to in my entire life. And they're talking about mindset. It was like, wait a minute. I've never spent time in my mind before, organizing my mind, clarifying my mind, removing the trash talk in my mind. I've never spent time in there doing this, but it woke me up. It woke me up to the inner world. of who I am. Now, up until this point, you can tell I didn't have a lot of direction. I mean, you can see it. However you want to measure how you look in my eyes, you can see me. I just didn't have clear direction. And then I work on my mind. I've got direction. I've got purpose. I'm going somewhere. I'm doing something. But what changed, right? What changed? What was the difference? I know I've said it like 20 times, but what was the difference? What happened to create the change? It's the bit of advice that isn't talked about much. It's not discussed at the kitchen table. It's not talked about amongst friends, because it's like, hey, read this book about personalities. Hey, what class are you taking? Did you graduate? Oh my gosh, I have 3 jobs. This is very common for everybody, but this is still a rare conversation. Is like, hey, what's going on inside your mind? What's happening? Because whatever goes on in there is going to come out of your mind. It's going to come out. Every person has the same dynamics. It's just across the board. Okay. Across the board, people want to have direction. They want to have direction. They want to have good relationships. They want to know who they are. They want to eat healthy. They want to have, be in the social realm and be accepted. They want to be successful. They want to have money. They want to be great with time. These are the dynamics. Everybody's dealing with the same dynamics, but some people don't do well with time. This is the glitch. See the glitch right here? This is the glitch. Some people don't do well with time, and some people don't do well with money. How come? Why is that happening? Some people don't do well with people. Some people don't do well with food. Some people don't do well with relationships. And some people, they have no idea who they are. And some people have no direction. And some people, the idea of success is not even something they talk about. But we all have the same dynamic. So what's the difference? And you could point out, oh, it's education, Kirk. They just uneducated. Okay, well, educate them. Don't change their mind, but educate them. I talk to people all the time who are really smart, but they can't do anything different with their life. It's because what goes on in the mind is law. It is like the rule. It's like what is going to happen. The mind controls, the subconscious mind controls what you do. You think you're in control? No, your subconscious is in control. There's conscious and subconscious. Subconscious is the hardwiring of who you are, but it can be changed. I've got proof of it. It can be changed. I changed. I'm different. I'm different from where I was. And so as you're looking for your purpose, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to want training on your mind. Now, I hope you study. I hope you learn. I hope you go for it. But you want to have a coach. You want to have somebody coach you. You want to have somebody work with you personally. Now, maybe you have a coach. Maybe you don't. You're like, what? Like a basketball coach? No, I'm not saying a basketball coach. I'm talking about a personal development coach. Because if you've got a coach, you're going to win the game. If you don't have a coach, how are you ever going to know if you're off on what you're doing? It just makes sense. If you want to be great at something, if you want to win a gold medal, right? You want to win a gold medal in the Olympics. What do you need? Well, you need to practice. You need to learn. And what else do you need? A coach. So to give you this insight, have I had coaches in my life? Yes. Coaches help me see what I'm missing so I can do better with my mindset. Okay. So before you go hire a coach, I just want to make sure we're clear on this. In discovering what your life purpose can be, you got to do some work inside your mind. Some negativity that needs to be cleared out, some perceptions that need to be corrected, a lot of, stuff you picked up along the way growing up that maybe is distorting you. That needs to be looked at, because if your mind doesn't change, All this right here is not going to cause a permanent change for you. And I love change. I love it when I can cause a permanent change. Okay, so back to this. Everybody's got the same dynamic. So it's really interesting because everybody, it's like we all have report cards. I know it sounds weird, but just hear me out on this. We have report cards and we have topics that we live: our identity, love and forgiveness, health, direction, relationships, time, goals, money. It's like we all are interacting with these different topics, but we all have the same dynamics. And so it's like, well, we actually could look at what is our grade or our score in interacting with these different areas of life. Now, most adults don't evaluate their life this way. They don't look at it as a report card of these different topics, like it's school and it's an education and how are you performing. Most people don't do that. That's why they're like this. It's because they're not even looking at where am I failing and what do I need to do different to be able to do well there. They don't look at it like, wow, you can fix these areas. You can. So yes, we all have a report card. Like it or not, we have a particular score or a particular measurement on how we're doing in those areas. So if you would like to find your life purpose, care about the quality of your life. Care about the quality. Maybe even sit down and write out the different areas or subjects of your life and ask yourself, how am I doing in this area? Because if you can improve a little bit, you overall will perform better. If you pick one area, and you go to improve it, you will start to do better yourself. So it makes sense. Like if you want to find your purpose, we got to care about how we are doing. Because purpose is like the mission, the thing we're doing. And how would we find our purpose if we're like this? I don't think you can find your purpose when you're like this. Because if you've had difficulties in these areas and you've ever felt like this before, that is super difficult to go, oh, I'm going to find my life purpose today while I am in a fight, while I'm confused, while I'm doing terrible with time management, while I don't even pay attention to my money, and I have no goals. I don't like people. I just eat junk food all the time, and I'm completely clueless who I am. How in the world would you find your purpose? So it makes sense that in the journey of finding your unique purpose in this life, you got to take one of these and go, okay, I'm going to practice forgiving people. I'm going to improve this area. I want to get a better grade in this area. Okay, I'm going to eat an apple. I'm going to eat a vegetable a day. Okay, I'm going to look for opportunities to talk to people. But you can take little steps in each one of these areas. And when you improve, your mind opens up and you can see more of what your purpose is. And hear me on this when I say this. Maybe when we are in search of what we are to do with our life, we need to work on personal development so that we can see it. Tough to see things when we're blocked by all these things. Oh, Kirk, so you're telling me I have to fix all this before I can find my purpose? No, I'm just saying point in the direction of one of these areas doing just a tiny bit better, just so you can see better. Because I've met with people where I could see their purpose and they couldn't. And as I checked in with their life was cluttered with so many things. It was really difficult for them. And so I've seen it for 17 years. I've seen it where people can't see their purpose, and they're not addressing the things in their life. What meaning when I say this, what I'm meaning is What's going on inside their head? Sure, out here, they're trying to fix it all the time, but mindset. And if you don't know where to go for mindset training, go to my YouTube channel. Go to 3 Key Elements YouTube channel. Watch my YouTube videos. Watch it. It's all kinds of mindset training. Catch me on the next webinar. Get involved. I love mindset. It changes everything. Okay, so we want good grades, right? We got to just improve a little bit in one area to open up our mind a little bit so we can see. So here's something to think about. It's like, okay, so you're working on your mind. You're working on it. And it's like, okay, as I'm working on it, maybe I just need to pick something to work towards. What if I just pick something and I'm going to create purpose? What? I'm serious. Finding your life purpose, maybe it starts out with picking something that you're working towards. Pick something, anything, and start working towards it. It starts to give your life purpose because you're actually actively engaged in working towards something. And one of those things that you could be working towards is something that's in your life dynamics. But pick something and work towards it, even if it's tough, even if it's hard, but you're like, okay, I'm working towards this. I find that my clients that I'm coaching, if I can get them working on something, it starts to create purpose. It's like we're starting to like create that energy of purpose right here, right now. And it helps them start to begin to see more and more and more of what their purpose is. But I'll say this, watch this. If they don't have something they're working towards and they're looking for their purpose, it's really tough to find it. Really tough. It's like, what are you going to look for? So it's like we actually got to become active. We got to become active towards something that we would like to experience or an improvement we'd like to have in our life, but something. Because I know for myself, if I don't have something I'm working towards, and I'm going to call it out, this would be a goal or an outcome or a result that you would like to have. If I'm not working towards it, like I'm going to remove this arrow, if I'm not working towards it, I can feel things slip. Does this make sense to you? Like to help kind of prime, the whole pump analogy, you got to prime the pump for it to start to be able to pump water. And so it makes sense. It's like, whoa, what if we prime this in working towards something? But you are intentionally doing it. Like you're going, okay, I'm going to work towards this because I want to generate purpose. It may not be my life purpose, but I'm going to generate purpose. Like I'm going to go do this. I want to create this. And maybe it's the good old let go of 5 pounds, but maybe it's taking you like a year to do it. Right. And it's like, oh, this is so hard. But if you stick with it, you still have purpose. It's when you remove this that you can actually end up without any purpose. And you can literally get lost. Okay, so let's say you're going to pick something and you're like, I'm going to work towards something. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to be working towards something that's going to help you have purpose, whatever that is for you. And what's going to be very interesting is this dynamic. Somebody is going to see that you're different. It's like, hey, what are you doing? And this is you right here. And you're like, oh, well, hey, yeah, I'm working towards this. And they're like, whoa, that's impressive. Because when you're working towards something and generating purpose in your life, because you're willing to struggle towards an improvement, other people notice. Like, wow, you're working towards this and that's something you like, something you want to do. It's like, yeah, it's hard, but it's difficult, but I'm still working on it. That can generate an opportunity where this person is watching you, go for it. Because they're trying to find out their purpose, but they're watching you go for something, and that's generating purpose. Now, this is the crazy part. They don't have their own thing. They don't have it. So while you're working towards your goal, your desired outcome, it's creating purpose for you, and that's what they want too. That's what they want. They're like, I want some of that. Can I have some of that? And the reason why they're hungry for it is because this is what they're dealing with. They're all over the place. They're just zigzagging all over the place. They're just all over the place. They're just like, how did you do that? How did you create that? I want some of that. And they don't know exactly what it is, but they sense you have something they don't have. And what you have is a purpose that you're working towards. Now, how do I know this? Like, did I just wake up one morning and just like make this up? No, I didn't make this up. This is what happened to me. I'm not kidding. I got to find this picture really quick. Hold on. This is what happened to me. So let me get this picture over here. So I started using a vision board for me. Okay. So I started using a vision board. You know what a vision board is? A vision board is like a goal poster. You know, it's you put on there what you're working towards. Now, I was working on like changing my life, right? Because it's like, okay, here's Kirk. Here's Kirk, and Kirk needs to find purpose. So I started working on a vision board for me. That's all I was doing. That's it. I'm like, I gotta get a goal. I gotta work on myself here. I gotta do something different with my life. And so I put on my vision board this little handheld video camera. And I'm like, okay, I gotta work towards something. And I'm literally sharing with you the exact same thing that happened to me. It's like, I need something in my life to work towards. And that was my big purpose. My very first, I'm going to make purpose out of my life. I'm going to work towards this video camera. I know it sounds small, sounds insignificant, but to me, where I was in depression, this was a big deal. And as I'm working towards my vision board, I had people ask me, just like what I just showed you. I had people ask me, hey, what are you doing? Something's different about you. I was like, what? What do you mean something's different? Yeah, like there's something different about you. Did you change something? You're doing something different. And I said, well, I'm working towards something on my vision board. Because to me, it was like, I'm like totally beginner guy, right? Like I'm like, don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make my life a little bit better. And then somebody notices something about me and they're asking me, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm doing a vision board. They're like, what's on your vision board? And I said, well, it's this little camera. And they're like, wow, well, keep going because there's something different about you. And it was the weirdest thing for me. It's like, what do you mean something's different? And they're like, yeah, your energy, you're bubbly, you're more positive. And I was like, wow, okay. So that person noticed something different. So I know this to be true. And I've seen this happen with so many of my clients. The exact same thing happens to everyone who does this. Everyone who goes to pick something to have purpose in their life and work towards, they start to be different. And then people notice. So I got that item off my vision board, the goal poster. I got it off. And so then I put something else on my vision board, something a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a challenge. And then I work towards it. Now, again, I'm only setting personal goals. That's all my intention was. And then another person shows up and they're like, hey, you're kind of different. Or like, what? I'm noticing something, you're changing. And I said, well, I'm working on another goal. I'm like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm doing a vision board. And they said, well, Okay, tell me about a vision board. I was like, what? Tell you about a vision board? I said, I'm barely started. I just barely started my vision board. You want me to tell you how a vision board works? They're like, yeah, I don't have one. Tell me what you're doing. I said, well, okay, you get a cork board and you pick something you want and you put a picture and a description and you put it on the wall. So then this guy goes home and he builds a vision board. What just happened? What just happened? It's like, wait a minute. I was working on something. Somebody noticed something different about me and they asked. And so I told them what I was doing. So they went home and they're like, hey, they call me up later, a couple of days later and say, hey, just so you know, I started my own vision board. So then from what I told them about me working towards something, they then told their friend, hey, go talk to Kirk about a vision board. And I was like, why is there another person here? And I'm going to tell them about a vision board. I'm just working on my own improvement. And then here comes this other person. I was like, sure, I'll tell you too. So then I tell them what I'm doing. And they're like, you got something off your vision board? I said, yeah, I got a camera. I got this, I got that. And I was telling them all the different things that I had started working on with my vision board. And I was getting things off my vision board because I want to create purpose in my life. Like I can do something and I'm heading somewhere and I'm doing something. And so I tell this person, then they go home, they build a vision board. Then guess what happens? The next person, the next person, the next person. And here I am. I'm just trying to find purpose with my life. And these people are noticing something's different because I'm doing it. I'm like going for it. I'm like really trying to up level my thinking, and I'm trying to be positive, and I'm trying to get rid of my trash talk, and I'm taking steps towards my goals, and it's hard and I'm struggling, but these people are seeing something in me. And then they show up and they're like, hey, teach us. And it's like, where are you people coming from? So you can see where this is going. It started with 1, 2, 3 people. And then as time clicks along, more and more people start showing up and they're like, hey, can you come over to our house? I've got a group of friends. Can you teach us? It's like, you guys, seriously, I just barely started this and I got this off my vision board and this and this and this because I'm trying to figure out what my purpose is. And I'm just trying to improve my own life. And now you people want to know what I'm doing? Like, yeah, you figured something out. It's like, okay, I'm just trying to make my life better. I feel like I can do something. And so then I started teaching small groups of people how to do a vision board, which is not hard. It's not hard to use a vision board and get goals off your vision board. It's just, but it definitely, you have to get into it because it really challenges you to visualize and believe in yourself and clean up your trash talk in your head. And it changed me a little bit and enough that people noticed. So without me even knowing that this was going to happen, my pursuit to find my own purpose in my life turned me into a teacher. I'm like, wait, I wasn't looking for this, but now I'm teaching people. And when I started to teach people, it was like, what? This is actually kind of cool, but it feels weird because I don't feel qualified. I don't feel like I'm like, do I need a certificate to teach vision boards. It's like, I don't know how you qualify somebody for a vision board, because it's like, you just need a cork board, a picture, and a description. And of course, there's lots of questions and like how to do it. But I was getting things off my vision board and people are asking me, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm like some kind of professor, because I always thought anybody who teaches somebody is supposed to be a professor, or they're supposed to be like this long list of credentials. But these people kept showing up and asking, because the other people are all getting success too. And they're getting success because I just told them what I was trying to do for me. And so in the pursuit of my own purpose, I start to find maybe my purpose is to teach people something I know. It's like, you got to be kidding. I don't feel qualified, but they keep asking, so I'll keep teaching. And okay, I'll do another class. Okay, next month, let's do another class. And then a person asks me, hey, could you just teach me? I'm like, sure. And they go, oh, so you do coaching? I was like, okay. They go, yeah, just teach me, just one-on-one. I don't want the whole class there, because they ask a bunch of questions, but I just want your full attention. It's like, sure, I'll teach you. And then they said, how much is it? And I said, nothing. Well, I'll just do it for free. I didn't know. I was like, why are you asking me how much it is? I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to help people. And when I started to help people as an audience, like small groups and 20 people, 30 people, and then people are asking me to like work one-on-one, it's like, what is going on? And then I started to feel, this is getting bigger than me. Like, this is getting crazy. Like, there's people. But I didn't go looking for this. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to just go change a bunch of people's lives. I was just working on me. And I know you get that. I've said that 5 times, but I just want you to get the picture here. Is like, I just wanted to be better myself. But because I was improving my mindset, it was super attractive to other people because they didn't know how to do it. And it's like, okay, I'll help you with what I know so far. And here comes my purpose. It found me. It found me. You're getting this. The purpose of my life found me while I was trying to clean up my life. And now, 17 years later with my clients, I know exactly what to do with my clients. It's like, I'm going to get them doing something to improve their life. I know what's going to happen. It happens every time. They go to improve what they're doing, and people are going to start asking. And then whatever their purpose is going to come to them. You don't find your purpose. You attract your purpose. Because you're working on you. You work on you. It rises you up. It opens you up so your purpose can show up. When I hear people say, I'm trying to find my purpose, Kirk, I'm like, where are you going to find it? Under a rock? In a book? Where are you going to find it? Like, I don't understand how you're going to find it. I go, you got to work on you. You got to get yourself to a better level. You've got to get to a higher level of clarity. You got to get the trash out of your heart and get the trash out of your brain so you can see it and feel it when it shows up. But it will show up. It will come to you as you personally improve. Now, maybe this is like totally a different angle than what other people teach, but this is what happened to me. And what happened to me is now I teach other people to do this too. And it's like, bam, their purpose shows up because they're in personal development. Now, wait a second. Let's talk about this for a second. You know what happens? You want to know what happens? There are people out there who totally just squash the whole personal development world. Oh, that's just weird stuff. They're just, oh, that's weird. But then look at them. They don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. And they're trying to figure out their life, and their marriage is rough, and they can't communicate with their kids. And it's like, you squash personal development and you've got low scores on your report card. It's like, okay, good luck with that one. Good luck. And then I hear people say, oh, God's going to fix my life. I'm like, no, he's not going to fix your life. No, you have to fix your life. And then he's going to help you out, but you got to fix it. You can't just sit there and wait for him to come in and like just clean it up for you. No, you get to clean your own room. You get to make your own bed. You get to clean up your relationships. You got to take action. But not very many people understand that. So here's the thing. For you to find your personal purpose in life, it requires something first. And that's you clearing out the trash in your head and the trash in your heart. And there's a bunch of stuff in there. There's a bunch of things. There's negativity, doubts, and all this catastrophic thinking and stuff. You got to get in here and own it. Clean it up. You got to get in your heart and people that you resent, and people you're mad at, and people who tick you off, and people that you're just upset with. You got to forgive those people. You got to get in your heart and clean that up, or you are not going to find your purpose before you die. You're not going to find it. And I know people who have died without ever finding their purpose. Sure, they did things and they go along, but they kept saying all along the way, is like, I'm not quite sure what I'm to do. And they didn't find it. I'm not going to die without finding my purpose. No, I want to live my life. I want to be in it. And I know you do too. I know you want to be that way. But there's too many people, and I hope you're not one of them. They're just scrambling to find their purpose, and they don't know where it's at because it's difficult to see it when the areas of your life are cluttered. Do I make any sense? Do I make any sense? You got to tell me. Do I make any sense? Because I'm sharing this with you, and I hope this is making some sense to you. Tell me in the chat box or something. Give me a heads up. Yeah. Okay, I got 1 yeah, I got 2 yeah, I got 3 yeah, I got 4. Okay. I'm getting you. Okay, good. Because I've coached for 17 years. I've been coaching and clients all over the world. Been doing seminars. I've done over 6,000 seminars, over 40,000 hours collectively with all the work they've done. And they say when you do 10,000 hours, you're supposed to be called an expert. And it's like, well, I just kept going, so it's like, yeah, I'm up to like 40,000 hours because it's like, this is full time for me. I live it. I breathe it. I love it. I love being involved with people's lives. I just love this part. It's just so rewarding. It's challenging. It's bigger than me and it's challenging. So it's always causing me to step up, do better, help people. But that's where it started. It's funny how it started, but I didn't realize that this is how it happens. And so for you, if you have not found your life purpose, well, first, it takes a little bit of cleanup. And you heard me say that. And that means clean up your relationships, clean up your mind. Your opinions about yourself, your opinions about people, your opinions about what can still happen in this world. Those opinions have got to get up into more the optimistic zone. And your heart gets to be more open by forgiving people, forgiving yourself, and getting in yourself into that space. And that's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. And then here's the big one. Pick something. Pick something to work towards. Set a goal. And if you're like, I don't do goals. What is your problem? Set a goal. Show yourself you can set a goal and that you can work towards it and you can get a goal. You want to feel good? Set a goal, get a goal. Busy doesn't make you feel good. It makes you always feel like you're behind. But when you set a goal and you get the goal, man, that feels good. Like right over here on my wall, all from the top to the bottom is my vision board. it is there looking at me, and I'm right here looking at it. I've got goals. I've got purpose. You got a goal, you got purpose. And then to find a purpose in your life, you go towards that goal, you get that goal. It wakes you up, it opens you up so you can see your purpose. And there's a 99% chance, 99% chance your life purpose is going to involve a bunch of people. Because you're here, I really believe you are on the path to teaching people. I know you probably don't have a teacher's degree. You probably didn't go study how to do that and the learning styles and the process of education. It's okay. I didn't either. I teach what I know. I teach what I've experienced. I teach what works. I teach what I find. I'm a high school graduate. Woohoo! Go team. And I run a multi-million-dollar company. And I'm the guy. And I teach what I figured out. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. But you got to get your act together. You got to step up. You got to step up to see that purpose so it can come to you, so you can be ready for it. You got to prep. You got to get your mind and heart in the right place. You got to be actively engaged in a goal. When I work with a person, when I'm working with a person and they're like, hey, I don't have purpose. I don't know where my life's going. I was like, okay, we're going to set a goal. Like, oh, to find my purpose? No, we're going to set a goal. And they just don't know how to handle that. They're like, that's not going to help me. And I go, I know. You don't understand how it works. You don't know what it takes. It's okay. I'm going to help you. Set a goal. What's your goal? And we work on accomplishing that goal. And then when they get done with that goal, they're like, okay, so now I'm going to find my life purpose? Nope. Nope. You got to set another goal. We got to get you up. We got to get you up a couple levels in your mentality, in your emotional status. We got to move you. Got to get you up to higher ground so you can see what's going on around you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just a wonderful, wonderful process to be able to do that. And I hope you're taking notes on this. And so you are like, wow, I could do that. I could set a goal. Because what your patterns are, whatever your patterns are, if you're a goal setter and a goal getter, those patterns become habits. And those habits are literally something now you just naturally do. And so when you can naturally set a goal and get a goal, that becomes quite attractive because that's going to directly affect your lifestyle. And people are going to wonder, what do you do? How are you doing this? Because they see your lifestyle. They see that you have particular habits that they wish that they could have too. But you're the one who has to set the pattern. And the pattern is clean up your mind, clean up your heart, set a goal, get a goal. Clean up your mind, clean up your heart, set a goal, get a goal. That's the pattern. Every day, take the trash out of your head, take the trash out of your heart, set that goal, take steps, get that goal. Create that pattern. That's the pattern you want to earn. That's the pattern you want to learn. That's the pattern you want to own. That's the pattern you want to be in. If you want your purpose to show up really clear for you, what you're to do, what your part is, what your mission is. And just so you know, it's going to involve people because people are going to see what you're doing and they're going to ask you questions. And so just so you know, you're going to end up teaching people and sharing with people because see, they're up against something. They're trying to figure it out and they don't know what to do. Or they got some kind of emotional triggers that they deal with that they can't move forward with. They don't know what that is either. But because you're working on yourself, you're going to have to work through your blocks. You're going to have to work through your emotional triggers. And because you're in that process of accomplishing all these different kinds of goals, you're learning the very thing everybody else wishes they could do. Everybody else wishes that they could pick something and it happens. That's why people wish upon a star. They pick something and they wish it could happen, but they just don't take action because they have stuff in their head and their heart, and they don't set goals and they don't work on their steps. But if you do this, you're going to open up your world to a whole new level of just amazing, incredible miracles, because you're in this creation process. Clear your mind, clear your heart, set a goal, get it. You get it. You take those steps to get it. And all those steps are legal, moral, and ethical. You don't do any cheating. You don't cut corners. They're legal, moral, and ethical all the way there. But in your process of going that way, people who are wandering are going to look at you and go, wow, I want to learn from you. Because that's what you do. Oh, my word, teach me. Like, teach me. What are you doing? Because this is my life. And this is what your life looks like. I want to know how to do that because I'm like all over the place. People are going to come to you. They're going to want to learn from you. They're going to want to listen to you. And then you turn around and you teach them. They're trying to figure out what's up with their head. I don't know. I don't have anybody to talk to until they see you and something's different about you. And so they're going to be drawn to you because that's what happened to me. I ended up becoming a teacher, teaching people in my home, teaching people at seminars, teaching incredible, cool classes that I created. I love being on stage, teaching the steps, how to manage your emotions, how to manage your thoughts, because it's universal for every human being. And then I got to teach with my wife. Here we are. We're like living a mission together, teaching. Love it. It's just been an incredible journey, but it showed up for us. We didn't have to go hunt it down. And then to be able to be in front of all kinds of audiences, of people, online or live, create all kinds of programs to help people, to literally help them in these different categories has been just an absolute joy. And then to be on TV. But now what my real calling is in my life is not just to teach the public and teach people, but what I do now is I help people find their unique gift and talent that they can offer to the world. That's what I do. I now coach coaches. I coach coaches. I train presenters. I work with people to develop their business ideas. I get involved with their life because I have been greatly blessed, learn a lot. And now it's like, wow, I got to help you get started. And this is what this is about. I'm getting you started because you've got this unique gift inside of you, but it's got to get activated. Got to get moving on this and using this for yourself so that you can turn around and help other people. That's why you hear me say, pick a goal, get a goal, because you got to work what you have, use it in your own life to help you move forward. Then you can turn around and help other people. That's what we're doing here. That's why we're having this conversation here tonight, where it's kind of like me talking to you. It's not really a conversation, but me talking to you is get you moving and keep you moving. Keep you moving, get you through the doubts and the fears and the worries and the anxiety. Get you moving through that and believing in yourself, because you can do this. You can do this because if I, Kirk Duncan, can put a little picture on the wall and just every day go, okay, I'm going to figure out how to make this goal happen. And when that started to open me up and people started showing up, it blew my mind. Oh, Kirk, you're just unique. No, I'm not. I'm so normal. And if this was a fluke, there's no way I would help other people with this. But if you're here right now listening to me, you have a purpose sitting in front of you somewhere, but it's waiting for you to up level so it can come to you. It's just waiting. And how you up level is you set your next goal and you get it. Legal, moral, and ethical. And make sure you have guidelines how you do this so you don't hurt anybody along the way and you don't take advantage of anybody and you don't cheat to get there thinking that that's going to be okay. legal, moral, and ethical, but you set goals and get them. That is your key factor to get from this webinar here tonight, is you set your next goal and lock in your sights on that goal. I know I've said it like 11 times probably by now. I hope it's getting to you. We have to rise up to the next level. In fact, watch this. I'm going to make a slide really quick and show you what I mean by next level. Okay, watch this. Oh, got to move. Okay, hold on. I got to move my slide a little bit. Okay, so this is what happens. I don't know if you understand how this happens, but there are different levels in this life. Just like if there was, like you're hiking up the mountain, which I love to do. I love to go hiking in the mountain. And as you hike up the mountain, you go to higher levels, right? And down in the valley, there is a lower level, and up in the mountains, you go higher and higher and higher. And so you can get up there to where the clouds are, if the clouds are hanging down low around the mountains, but there are different levels. And so what people think, this is very fascinating how this happens, is that people think the big goals or the big success is on their particular level. They think they can stay at a particular level and that they're going to get everything that they desire. But everything at this level is at a particular size of success, particular size. It's not all the big stuff is at the same level. No, all the cool, amazing, like, what? Just awesome experiences, they're at a different level. It's like, let's just pick 3 different levels. But the common thinking is, oh, I can stay the same and have big, cool things happen to me. No, that's not how it works. No, big, cool things are at the higher level. So how do you qualify for that level? Well, it has to do with your mindset. Because this particular mindset gets a bunch of these, which is cool. These are awesome. We don't measure it like it's bad or anything. It's just that's what you get. But if you want to have cooler experiences that just blow your mind at the next level, you have to go to the next level. You hear people talk about up leveling or go to the next level. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. When I first heard it, I was like, what does this mean? Go to the next level. Because if I stay at the same level, it's the same stuff. And you'll hear people say that. You'll even hear yourself say that. It's like, wow, I'm working harder, but I keep getting the same thing. Because remember back here, working harder doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get bigger results, because it's mindset. Okay, I hope this is not going to confuse you, but this is really good to talk about because some people don't understand this. Okay, so levels. This is a particular level of mindset. These people who have this mindset get to experience these. That's what they get to experience. They also get to experience these particular challenges. So the challenges are the same and the successes are the same. They just kind of float around the same kind of zone. But if you upgrade your mindset, the results are bigger. They're larger. They're bigger. It's like if somebody wants to have a higher income, they have to change their mindset. If somebody wants to have a better relationship, they have to upgrade their mindset. Because you can keep working harder, but it doesn't mean you get more. It just doesn't. And so every level has its mix of challenges and successes. But I would rather be at a level where the successes are bigger, because every level has challenges. But the different levels have different sizes of results and rewards. So this is not common knowledge for people because they think everybody's at the same level and everybody gets exactly the same thing. But you could have 2 different people in the same room And the two different people are having two completely different experiences in life, where this person's mindset is at this level and this person's mindset is at this level. The first time I really noticed this is the first guru I got to go up to and shake their hand. And the guru asked me some questions, and I answered the questions. And then the guru shared with me what their thoughts were. And guess what? Their thoughts were way better than my thoughts. I realized how small thinking I had. Small thinking. And I realized there is a big difference of mindset between me and this guru. And not everybody's on the same level. And I could put 20 different levels. So here's the other part is when you go to set a goal and get a goal, set your goals, get them, but also consider setting a big goal. Maybe where it feels out of reach. It feels out of reach. Like set these kind of goals. That's awesome. Get these goals. Get really good at it. Create a good pattern. And when you're ready, set a big goal. Or you could set a gigantic goal. But if it's too far, you can't make that jump. It's just too far. It's too far. But so set a goal like it's up there, like, wow, that'd be like a miracle for that to happen. To stretch yourself, to clean up your mind, clean up your heart, clean up your actions so you can get to this level. So how do you get to this level? There's two ways. Cleaning up your head, cleaning up your heart is one way. The other way is belief in your abilities to accomplish big goals. And then when you see that you're up here, you're going to notice people that are here, and you're going to notice the difference in thinking. Now, we're not judging, we're just noticing that there's different thinkers. And you know what I'm talking about. You already know what I'm talking about. You're noticing that people definitely think different. I didn't mean to gray that person out like they were a great person. I was just trying to make them a little bit different so I could see that this was you. But there are people who think differently. And if you think your thinking is maxed out, no, no, you got room. You've got room to be able to do something bigger. Whoops. Hold on. I'm switching. I'm like making this right in front of you, which I usually don't do on a webinar. So apologize for my little bit of, there we go. I'm just trying to create 3 different colors here. So it's 3 different places. And so that it's just, you can see that there's different levels. So here's what's interesting is people at this level, they get all bent out of shape that these people can create these kind of results. They think it's unfair that these people can do this and they can't. And so sometimes these people get like kind of bent out of shape thinking, oh, this person's lucky or this person's cheating. It's like they're not lucky and they're not cheating. They have a different mindset. But they don't know this. They don't know what to do to get up to this level. And that's what I love to teach. That's what I love to teach, how to do this. Because my own personal journey has taken me there. Even when it started back with that small little handheld camera, that little video camera, I got that goal. So then I set my next goal. I love to coach people and I love to teach people how to coach others. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about coaching people? Like teach them what to do? Maybe you learn about how to do this yourself and then you turn around and teach people. That's what I love to do. I love to cause a short learning curve for people. It took me 17 years to get where I'm at. But now I can help people escalate their growth in personal development and their ability to teach other people, like coach other people. I've shortened that way down to like 6 months instead of 17 years. I love helping people figured this out faster than I did. I don't know if you've ever thought about that. Have you? Click the raise the hand button if you've ever thought about coaching people. And if you are currently, you love it, right? You just love it because there's a process. Coaching is not random. It's got a really cool process to it. And when you know the steps, it's not hard at all. It's actually very enjoyable. Yes, it's challenging to work with people because you're trying to help them understand things, but it's so amazing to be able to do it when you know the process and you know the psychology behind coaching. If you've ever felt like your calling is to help people, help single parents, help women, help teenagers, help men, help business owners, help entrepreneurs, whatever you feel drawn, whoever you feel drawn to, if you're working with people, you want to learn coaching skills because people are going to have their own stuff, right? They're going to have their own stuff that they're going to be up against, like the wall or their emotional triggers, or they're just scrambled all over the place. But seriously, it's like the coaching process. I love teaching this. I love it because once the person gets it, it's like, what? I could do this. You can help people. And what's cool about it is you don't have to be fancy dancy with this. You could be informal. You could be formal. You could be professional on your coach, but I'm very informal. You can be successful helping people and be informal. You can. And you could add some form to it. You can, create a program and be able to have logistics and a process, because I like that too. I like having structure. But you see me, I'm just like your neighbor. But I do love structure. I do love having outlines. I really like having diagrams. I mean, just imagine this. Imagine this. What if I took my laptop and I came over to your house? Just play with this with me for a moment. This would be kind of crazy, but let's imagine this for a second. Let's say you were interested in becoming a really good coach, a life coach, right? A life coach or a teacher or whatever you want to do, like whatever you want to be. But I think you ought to be a life coach because the world needs it. But let's say I took my laptop and I came over to your house and we sat at your kitchen table, like from breakfast to lunch. And I just showed you the coaching process. And I was there to answer questions for you. And I could really help you understand how to move you forward and how to help you help other people. Like to show you how to do that every step. And I just walked through my laptop and I was like, okay, and here's this, and here's this. And then what if I copied a bunch of information off my computer and then I just gave it to you? Like, here, it's done. Here, have this. Would you want me to come over for breakfast? I don't know. Would you want that? Would you want me to go, hey, let me just group all this together and just copy, and then we paste it on your computer? Like diagrams, processes, structure, framework, learning styles, techniques. Like, I've been doing this for 17 years. Like, my laptop is packed. And I have a hard drive that I back it up on, and it's packed. I have slide decks that have hundreds and hundreds of slides. I spent 17 years building content. What if I gave it to you? Gave you the good stuff, right? I don't know. Would that be weird? What if I could pass that on to you? That's what I want to do so bad. So bad. I just want to just pass on to you what I built, what I created, so you could use it. Because the world's a mess right now. People are imploding and getting triggered, and relationships are butting heads. Yes, there's miracles happening, but people are really having some struggles, and it hasn't gotten to the worst yet. And so those people need help. Entrepreneurs need help. Business owners need help. Couples need help. Individuals need help. Teenagers need help. All these people need help, and there's not enough quality life coaches or mentors or facilitators or presenters, whatever you want to call yourself, but there's not enough people who know how to help others at a deep root level. That's what I'm doing now. I've taught seminars and webinars for 17 years. And I've changed my ways now because I know what my mission in life is. My purpose has shown up. My purpose is to help you get started, help you get better, help you refine what it is you're doing, help you, teach you, train you, challenge you, wake you up to the next level, move you up to that next level. I could move you. I could get you to that next level. If you're willing to do the work, you can't be lazy and do this. Got to be willing to get involved with people's lives, but it's possible. So let's pretend I called you up and I said, hey, I'm going to come over for breakfast and I'm bringing my laptop. And you just had this hard drive sitting there and I'm going to walk you through things and teach you. I know just within 4 hours from 8 until noon, I would eat breakfast with you and I would have lunch with you. And in 4 hours, there's an incredible amount of information I could pass on to you and explain things to you, what I figured out, what I do. All those seminars that I taught, lots of seminars. Oh my goodness. 15 years of a 3-day live seminar every month for 15 years. We were in it. We weren't your fly by night, do a seminar once in a while people, and then go out of business. Now we've been doing this for a long time. That content, I want you to have it. I want you to know what works. I want you to know what doesn't work. Because there's marriages at stake. There's teenagers who are questioning if they should be alive or not, and they need someone to coach them, help them understand themselves. You know that. I feel like you're being called to help a certain group of people, and we got to get you going. I bet you God blessed you with a gift of intuition and a gift of understanding people and a gift to serve people, and you just don't know what to do. So we should connect. You ought to be in my world, and so I can show you what I've been figuring out. I just know it'd make a huge difference. You being fully active and serving people, I bet your purpose would show up. Yes, it'd be important for you to have your goal. And yes, let's escalate the experience, already knowing that people are going to start showing up, but let's get you trained for it. Because when I started, I was not trained for that many people to show up. I was like, what do I do? I was trying to catch up and trying to how do I do a class? How do I do this and be good? I was hacking at it big time. But I don't want you to hack at it. I don't want you to struggle with it. I don't want you to run away from it. I don't want you to run away. I don't want you to hide from it. Because then other people lose. They miss out. And your creator's poking you. He's nudging you. He's compelling you come on, go, 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 get better. Even if you're coaching people right now, he's nudging you to go. You need to learn how to do this better. You need deeper insight. You need somebody to work you. You're kind of avoiding doing the tough things. So if you're already coaching, you probably need some Kirk in your life. If you're avoiding things. If you're not started yet, you need some Kirk in your life. You need me to get in your world and get you going. But I don't know if you're ready for that or not. I don't know if you're ready for that. I don't know. I don't know if you'd want me to come over for breakfast. I don't know. Maybe I'd knock on your door and you wouldn't answer it. I don't know. Okay, but I really believe the reason why you're here is because you're intuitive. That's number one. And number two is you already know the purpose of your life is to change people's lives. Let's just get to it. You already know that. So it's time. If you need somebody to tell you to get going, I'm here for you to say, get going. Yeah, you really got to jump in there because here's the thing. When it comes to results, A lot of people are trying to fix their life on the surface. They're trying to change their behaviors, and it's not working. They tell themselves, tomorrow I'm going to do something different. Tomorrow I'm not going to eat that much chocolate. I'm not going to eat the whole bag of chips tomorrow. I'm going to get up and exercise. They keep trying to change their behaviors, and it's not sticking. Why is it not sticking? Because it's the surface. You can't fix stuff on the surface. Sure, you can fix the broken chair, but you can't fix a broken behavior from the surface. What you got to do is you got to get underneath the surface. And this is where I love coaching coaches how to do well. Even brand new coaches. I love getting underneath the surface of like what's going on in the roots of that person's life. I do root work. I work on people's underneath the surface experience. They're going to be doing things on the surface, but I know what I'm really up to. I know we got to change things in the root system. And if you've ever wanted to be a coach that's really good at helping people, you're going to have to learn how it works in the root system. Oh, Kirk, so are you a psychologist? No. Are you a counselor? No. Are you a therapist? No. I'm a life coach. Well, this looks like therapy. It's not therapy because I teach people techniques that they use themselves. They govern themselves. I'm not processing people. No, I teach people how to do it. And then they use it as much or as little as they want. They govern themselves. I'm not processing them. I'm not walking them through all this stuff. I show them how it works. And you could do the same thing. You could be a life coach and teach people techniques. Like, what's a technique? It's a step-by-step process that, when done, changes the way you think and the way you feel. It's a step-by-step process. Easy steps, just needs to be done. It needs to be learned and then done. That's how I've developed. It's because I've used techniques, step-by-step processes that I use myself. It's not therapy. It's called development. It's called education of a skill, and you use the skill. It's like you're exercising your brain in a better way to clean up the trash, clean up the garbage that's in there. But this is what I love to teach coaches, because when they get this, wow, can we do good work? So just so you know, if you ever try to change, if you ever try to fix stuff in your life and it's not happening, it's because you are working only on the surface. You're not down here, because this is the subconscious. This is the conscious. And yeah, you can think you're changing, but wait about 7 to 10 days. You'll drift right back to whatever's going on in your subconscious. And this is why I would make a great teacher to you on becoming a life coach or a presenter, because I am going to not only teach you the skills, the techniques, the patterns, the processes, the structure, but I'm also going to give you techniques and teach you the techniques how to personally improve. How can you go serve people if you're not personally improving? It's not going to happen. So we got to work on you, and you know it. If I'm going to work on me, we got to work on you. We got to step you up, right? When I say step up, now you get what I'm talking about. Is I'm literally talking about stepping up, because you can produce bigger results than what you currently have. You know it. You can see it. You see other people at this level and you're like, what are they doing? We got to get into your roots and figure out where the glitch is, but it's in the roots. It's in the roots. Now, could you be paid for coaching people? Absolutely. People will compensate you for your time. They can compensate you. You can ask for compensation for your time. It's just like a landscaper. If a landscaper comes over to your house and they're like, and you're like, hey, can you move these plants and plant some flowers? They're going to charge you for their time. So just like a landscaper is going to charge you for their time to do that work, you do the same thing as a coach, just like a mechanic. Since I'm not a mechanic, I take my truck to a mechanic, and then the mechanic has parts and labor. They charge me for their time because they're going to spend time fixing my truck. They charge me for it. So if I'm going to spend time helping somebody else, I'm just like a landscaper and a mechanic. They're going to, then I charge for the time. And so then I figure out what my rate is per hour or per appointment. And then people pay me for that time because I'm helping them. Just like a landscaper is clearing out the weeds, making it look good. I do that with other people. Just like a mechanic finds the broken part and then repairs it. That's what I do with people too. So if you ever wonder, like, is it okay to charge people to help them? My mechanic helps me. Why does he charge me? Why does he charge me? How come my mechanic just won't do the labor for free? How come my landscaper won't do the labor for free? Why does my chiropractor charge me to help me? Why does my dentist charge me? Oh, it's because they have a skill that I don't have. And so we could go the rounds on this of like, it's very fair to charge for your time. And we could just line up the businesses and just show you how all of these businesses charge for their time. And of course, you don't have to charge. You don't have to have a fee for your time or a price for your package of how you coach people. You don't have to do that. But if you'd like to do coaching full time, I can teach you how to do that. Been very successful doing that. And I'm not ripping people off. They're getting techniques. They're learning the process. They're changing their lives. It's beautiful. Beautiful. There's no way I could still be doing this after 17 years if I'm a shyster, if I'm tricking people, if I'm manipulating people. There's no way I can be in front of you right now if I was that way. There's no way. And so you asking for compensation for your time is totally legit, because there's hundreds and thousands of businesses that do the exact same thing. And so if you think it's unfair to ask for compensation for you to help people, oh, wait, let's cover this one. For you to use a gift God gave you. If it's unfair for you to use a gift that God gave you, then ask the landscaper who has a gift. Doesn't he have a gift? He or she have a gift of how to take care of a yard? Well, why are they charging you? Doesn't a mechanic have a gift of understanding mechanics? Why is he charging you? Isn't the dentist gifted in understanding dentistry? So it's like, wait a minute. It's so true. And let me just say this, the devil's in the details. When you're about ready to help somebody, the devil's going to try really hard to get you to not help people. Do you know why? Because as long as a person's struggling, the devil can just whoop that person. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines watching other people get whooped. I'm going to go help that person get empowered. So it makes sense that the devil would try to trick you into thinking you can't charge for this. You can't charge for this because then you have to have another job and then you really can't do coaching. And so then you can't help people. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but just so you know, I've had people ask me that, like, well, I don't think I should charge. And it's like, okay, you can't do it full time. But what if you could do it full time? What if you could fully engage? What if this is really your purpose, to teach people, help people, whoever your people are that you're feeling called to work with? Whatever your message is, wow, I could help you organize that, build a structure around that, build techniques around that, and you literally could be fully and actively helping people in what you're being called to do. Wow, right? It's cool. It's so cool. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. It's so cool. So here's something I want to show you. Start tonight doing this. Seriously, like this is something like start this tonight. I'll make sure I click the right button here so it shows the screen. Okay, so you have ideas of what you would want to teach people. You have ideas. Take those ideas and put them on paper or on a document on your computer. Capture those ideas. What would you share with people? What education could you share with people? What experiences could you share with people? What inspiration have you received that's helped you in your life that you could share with people? Because if you really are going to find your life purpose, start gathering what you've learned. What have you learned? Now, here's a big one. What problems have you been able to work through or cope with or completely remove from your life? What problems have you faced? So there's ideas, education, experience, inspiration. Gather that. The more you gather your smarts, the more you get confident in the fact you can really serve and help people. But then also consider the problems you've had to face and how you got through those problems. Like this is, if you did this, if you started doing this, you would find yourself getting closer and closer and closer to what your purpose is, like what you're to do. So it helps us as individuals when we gather our wisdom, gather our advice, gather our ideas of what we would do to help somebody if they came to us. This is something that I started doing years and years and years ago, and it boosted my confidence like crazy. It was awesome. It was so good. Like seriously, I would suggest you start tonight with either a document on your computer or a note in your phone, or grab a pad of paper and just go, if I gave somebody advice about how to improve their life, what would I say? And write down a couple points, just 2 or 3, and then put that pad of paper next to your bed. And so tomorrow, ask yourself the same question. If I gave someone advice about how to solve a problem or how to mend a relationship, what would you say? And that list is going to grow every day. And you're going to start to see you are packed full of gold nuggets, like wisdom. That is powerful. Because when you feel like you don't know anything and you feel like you got nothing, how would you ever find your purpose? Because you think you don't have anything to contribute, when literally sitting inside of you is a gold mine to somebody else. When I started doing my vision board, it was like, you want me to teach you about vision boards? It's like, well, I don't know. This is pretty simple. But to the other people, it wasn't simple. There's something they just didn't understand. But what was simple to me was literally life-changing to somebody else. I think you probably get caught up into that zone of kind of undermining or diminishing the value of what you know. So that's why I suggest start soon by actually gathering those ideas, like gather them, and then turn the page and gather more, and then turn the page and gather more. When you start to gather wisdom, you start to wonder, who should I give this to? And now you're starting to shape and form your purpose. So good. I love creating content. I just love it. I love creating content. I love creating programs. I love changing people's lives. It would be so cool to hang out with you. So cool to share with you. If that is in your journey, then let's connect. Let's talk about your journey. Let me tell you about what I'm doing, how I'm doing this. Because what if you could help others and love what you do? Love what you do, and you're helping other people. And you can meet with people in person. You could do a webinar. You could make YouTube videos. You could coach a class of 5 people, or you could coach a class of 500. You could help a lot of people. With technology today, it's a miracle what you can do in helping other people. Just the other day, this is crazy, but you got to hear this. You got to hear this. I was on a phone call with somebody. They found my YouTube channel. They were watching the different YouTube videos that were going up. And there's lots of different things that are on there. And they had been following me for, like, I think they said 2 years. And now we were on a phone call together. And they knew me. They knew me really well. And they had been learning from me. And they had been using what I was teaching. And they were just like, oh, Kirk, you just totally helped my family. You helped my friends. I use what you teach and I teach other people. They were just like thrilled. But now we got a chance to talk. And I asked them, I'm like, so what are you doing? And they're like, well, I want to do what you're doing. I want to be more organized. I want to be more organized, Kirk. I give advice, but I feel like I need to have the next step. And then, Kirk, what do you do next? Like, I want to go further with people. I want to help them take those next steps that are the right steps. Can you teach me how to do that? I was like, yeah, I'd love to teach you how to do that. I'd love to show you the process. And I told him, I said, hey, in my program that I have called Coach Fast Track, I'll even give you my coaching program. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm serious. I wrote this coaching program. It's what I use all the time. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It changes people's lives. You get into the Coach Fast Track, I will give you this coaching program. And then I'll teach you how to use it. And it just blew their mind like, oh my word, I want that. And they were super excited, super excited. It's like, you don't even have to create your own. I'll just give it to you. Literally the coaching program that I use when I'm coaching, and I still use it. But here, you use it because it works. I'm more about helping people out there. I'm more about helping people and helping families and helping marriages, helping relationships. And we need more people knowing what to do. And if you're that kind of person who really wants to get involved with making a difference, you want to get involved with the movement, the cause, to help people get clear in their mind, get clear in their heart, help them get dialed in on what they're working on and help them find their purpose, then this is like the perfect place to be, is to get into the Coach Fast Track program, to hang out, to be there, to learn. Let me teach you. Let me show you. And there's lots of details about the Coach Fast Track program, but don't you love the name? Fast Track. Not 17 years like Kirk did it. That's like a long time. But here I refined the information down to what really, really, really matters. And if this is you, then we ought to jump on a call. We ought to get on a call. Now, I can't guarantee it's going to be me, but I do answer some of the calls. I have my turn when I'm answering the calls. Sometimes it's one of my team members, one of my executives who are on the calls, but sometimes you might catch me. But I have a certain amount of calls that I do, and they have a certain amount of calls that they do. I don't know. Maybe it would be us, you and me on the call. And I want to find out where you're headed. Tell you the details about the Coach Fast Track program. Give you all the details so you can hear it up front, close, and personal. Either me or one of my team members tell you about the Coach Fast Track program. And if it's a fit for you, then jump in, because I'm ready to pass along to you what I've experienced, what I've learned, how I help people, how I coach, how I think, my mindset. I want to help you upgrade yours. I want to help you get to your purpose faster. Let's get going. Let's get going. Like, don't avoid this any longer. Like, really? Like, don't avoid what your calling is. Because one day you're going to die. And wouldn't you rather, I know I'm kind of being weird about this, but it's like, what if you get to the point of like you're dying, you're like, oh, if I would have just went for my purpose. You know, it's like, oh, that'd be like the worst way to die. That and being eaten by a shark. It's just like, I don't know. I don't want to do that one either. But I don't want to die wondering what my purpose is. No, I want to get into it now. Let's do it. In fact, I was telling somebody the other day, I said, you know what? I could die happy right now. Like, I love my marriage. I love my kids. Great relationship in my marriage, great relationship with my kids and my daughter-in-laws and extended family. I'm serving people. I'm going for it. Like, if I died today, I would be so happy. But I know there's more people. So it's like, it's bigger than me. So I want to go and serve more people, but I'm in it. It's a good feeling. I know you would feel good going to bed at night knowing that you're actually actively fulfilling your purpose, right? Right? Okay, so this is what it looks like. So when you are coaching, here's the thing. Take a picture of this. This is how I would teach you like how to map out 1 hour of a coaching appointment. I mean, I cover everything. So I just want you to know, I want you to be thinking like, okay, I can do a 30-minute appointment. I could do an hour appointment, but start thinking like you're really like sitting down and talking to somebody through Zoom or on a phone call or meeting them in person, and that you literally have the content to teach. Like I'm going to teach you all kinds of things so you can like have the full picture of what it means to coach. And then I want you to think these thoughts. Here's another mindset upgrade, is to think to yourself, wow, I could start my own business and I could be literally $150 an hour. $150 an hour doing your own business, coaching people. I have content to give you. I have training to give you. I have the steps to give you. I show you everything what to do so you can teach. All you got to do is bring the passion, the love for the people, be willing to get in front of people. And it's there for you. I know $150 an hour. It's like, what? Are you serious? Yeah. If you love people and you're willing to get involved in their lives, oh my goodness, the amazing things you could do. So this is a mindset upgrade. And this is the beginning, $150 an hour. This is where it starts. This is just the starting. Well, where can I get to, Kirk? Well, you can get to $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, $1,500 an hour. Oh, Kirk, now you're teasing us. No, I'm serious. I have been to the point where $2,000 an hour. I know it sounds crazy, but wow, when you know what to do, people are willing to invest because you know what you're doing and they know you can help them at some very, very important parts of their life. And they want the training, they want the coaching. We're going to start you out with the mindset, though, of $150 an hour. Get that in your head, that is the beginning possibility for you. Now you got to have some passion about this, right? You can't just be somebody who's, like, I have to like push you. You have to be a self-starter. You got to love to learn. You got to be willing to practice. Got to be gutsy. That means got courage. Open to correction. If you can't handle correction, then don't be around me. Don't be around me because I like when things work well. And when maybe you're doing something that's not working well, I'm going to teach you and say, hey, don't do that. Do this when you're coaching. And maybe that's what you need, is somebody to like really look at what you're doing and get some correction points. So you're not wasting time doing the wrong thing. So if you're not open for correction, don't get involved with this Coach Fast Track program. But the last one, action taker. Action taker. Are you an action taker, or does somebody have to light a fire under you? So I don't have enough wood to go around to light fires under your bum. You got to do that yourself. I'm not here to be like, yay, yay, go, go. No, this is work. This is a big deal. This is people's lives. Let's get involved. Let's do something, right? So if you fit this, okay, that qualifies you to jump in this. So Kirk, I don't have to know how to coach at all. No, I can take you from the very beginning, but I want you to become the best coach they ever meet. Like they just like, they're in awe of what you did for them, that you get testimonials, you get raving fans. They're so grateful for you. And then they refer their friends to you. I can help you get to that point if you're willing to do the work. So yeah, I want to share. It's time to share. The planet's going weird, and we need to escalate the number of qualified coaches that are out there. And yeah, there's coaches out there, but it doesn't mean they know what they're doing. It doesn't mean they know the root system. It doesn't mean they know the structure and the system. It doesn't mean that. So I love helping people have success. I love it. I love it when people can work with people and it moves the people forward and the people are happy. Their clients are happy. They're referring people to them. I love that. And these are a few of the comments, just a tiny fraction of the comments that are happening from people that I've had the opportunity to train and to be able to see the results. It's cool. It is so cool. And these people can do it full time. They're tickled. They can work from home. They can choose their own schedule. They love it. They're living their purpose. They get to choose how it works, how many people they want to work with. And they go to bed feeling very satisfied in what it is that they're doing. And they know their purpose is bigger than them. So it challenges them. It stretches them. But it's cool to see that they can do it full time. You can too. You totally can. And does this affect anybody else besides the person you coach? Yes, the kids. Just think this. Every person you coach, that person does better. And then that travels down to the little kiddos. I don't know if you care about the little kiddos on the planet. I do. They need some help. They need to have the people around them doing better. So that's another reason why I love coaching, is because then the kiddos have adults around them that are more stable and more sane and more confident. Because these kiddos need people to look up to. They just really, there's a lot going on. And a lot of these kids are sensitive and they need people around them that are confident. So that's why I love to coach too, is I like to help people become better parents, better leaders, better people to look up to. And so, yes, the kiddos, they experience it too. Even though you're not like coaching them directly, indirectly, they receive many, many cool experiences because their mom got better, because their dad got better, because they're around other leaders who are much more respectful of who they are. It's beautiful. Are there enough people in the world to coach? Yeah, there's plenty of people. And being a coach right now, you literally can use the internet and you could coach people in any country, on any island. And just to the person out there that I know you're on that island, and I know you called the other day interested in our program, I just want to say hi. Because I'm so glad you reached out to us from that little island. I can't remember the name of it, but it was this tiny island. It was so cool. So the structure, my mindset is, I want you to get to the point where you create $10,000 a month. If that's too big for you, okay, we'll go back to the 150. But just think in your mind, you could start at 150 per session, but you could get to the point of 10,000 a month. I can't guarantee it because I don't know your work ethic. I don't know how you interact with people, but there's a system you can learn so that you can change people's lives, and where you have that number of people you're working with that generates 10,000. So you can do this full time. You can pay off your debts. You can be able to take care of the things you need, and you can then calm down, settle in, coach people, do the thing you're meant to do. So there's a system, but there's also the fail zone. The do-it-yourselfers who try to watch my webinars and kind of glean information, then turn around and try to coach it. They keep trying to run into the same fail zone. I'll be there for you to get you through that fail zone, to get you where you want to go, if it's that time for you in your life. So, okay, so what do you do? Well, this is what you get to do. So the next step is for you to schedule a phone call. Schedule a phone call. And on that phone call, you will either meet me or you will meet one of my awesome team members. We're all awesome here on this team. We all love what we're doing and we love to help you. But what you do is you go to this link, 3ke.2/fast track. So you type that in your little search bar on your computer. You just type in 3ke.2/fast track. And then there's going to be a page that you go to that talks about the Coach Fast Track program. There's a lot of great information on there. What you're looking for is the orange button. And it's on there multiple times. Go to the orange button, click the button. It then is going to take you to the next step, which will be to answer some questions and then schedule a phone call. So, or you could just scan this QR code and it will take you to the page, and then you go click the orange button, and then because you have some questions you have to answer, and then schedule a call. And then let's talk, or you'll be talking to one of my team members and you'll get all the details about the Coach Fast Track program. But the urgency is you getting started before all that thinking creeps back into your head and then tells you to wait, tells you to put it off, tells you that you're not good enough. The world needs you. They really do. There's not enough qualified coaches. I meet plenty of people to realize, like, wow, we need more qualified coaches. And we want you to step up to the next level and get your voice out there to help people. And I can help you get there with the Coach Fast Track system. And I can give you my content. I can give you so much information and train you how to do this if this is your journey. If it's not, it's cool. But if this is your journey and it's speaking to you, then let's work together in this Coach Fast Track group training experience. It'd be beautiful. Let's get you going, get you up to that next level, personally doing better and getting yourself organized. Cool. I know, it's awesome, right? So this is what I do now, like full time, is I'm organizing, I'm creating videos, I'm teaching and training all these members inside the Coach Fast Track program, and they are learning a lot and they are growing a lot. And we want you to be part of it too. Don't try to do it by yourself. You're going to hit that fail zone and get lost. So before you go off to sleep tonight and before you go on to do other things, go here and book your call. Get the details so you can make a decision if this is for you or not. Because we like to have these phone calls so we can find out where you're at, see what you're doing, check in with you. We give you all the details, answer any questions. That way on the phone call, you are completely in the clear zone of like understanding how this program works. Because I don't want you to commit to something that is not for you. I want you to be able to know how it works so you can make a clear decision. That way you stay committed all the way through the experience. That's going to be the best experience. I don't like chasing people down to encourage them to move forward. I like people who are ready and they get it. And if you're that person, then take this step. Would love to talk to you. Love to share with you. Love to teach you and train you. So I'm going to go back here to the beginning. Mindset is the thing. And that's what I'm about, is mindset. It changes us. It changes everything. Everything. So choose to be around me and what I'm doing here with this Coach Fast Track. Watch your life change. Watch what can happen for you. It's time for you to get better scores on your own life report card. It's time for you to really get there. It's worth it. And it's not too late. Seriously, it's not too late. There's a level for you. You just need to know how to get there. And I'll show you how. You don't have to do it by yourself. Cool? All right, super cool. So I hope you took notes on the suggestions I gave you what to do, because tonight was really good on those steps. Really, really good. And if this speaks to your heart and it speaks to your soul, jump on there and schedule a call and let's take that next step. Let's get you moving. Awesome. Okay. Thanks for being here. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, get there and go there. Subscribe to that. So all the videos that we have come out, you'll be notified of those coming out so you can stay in tune with us and connected to us. And then I hope I get a chance to work with you and to be able to get you started and get you out in the world doing what your life purpose is. Thank you for being here. You're awesome. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.